One of the most frequent miracles that Jesus performed during his earthly ministry was the miracle of restoring sight to people. Over and over again, you'll read through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He finds a blind person, he restores their sight, or two blind men and restores their sight. I'm going to give you some examples of this in just a moment. But Jesus is the restorer of sight. I'm going to bring this to application to you in just a moment. But look with me at this story in the book of Matthew, chapter 9. This is a story of Jesus reaching out to two blind men. There are two blind men reaching out to Jesus. When he had gone indoors, the blind men came to him and he asked them, "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" They'd asked for the healing of their blindness. "Yes, Lord," they replied. Then he touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." And their sight was what? Their sight was restored. They were healed. Obviously, they were restored. Now, so often as we read these stories in the Bible, we tend to think of them either as sort of a fairy tale, and unfortunately, some people think of them as something kind of mystical that happened or maybe didn't even happen at all. They're just sort of stories in a book. Other people say, well, yeah, that happened way back then, but it doesn't happen today. And I want to tell you that even though maybe you've never seen the miracle of a physically blind person seeing, and by the way, there are recorded miracles around the world of physically people who were blind seeing in the name of Jesus being healed. Maybe you've never seen that. I haven't seen that personally, but what I have seen is I've seen people's spiritual eyes be opened when they were blind spiritually. And the greatest sight you will ever have in life is not your physical sight, it's your insight. Your ability to see beyond what is just around you, to have the spiritual sight that gives you the capacity to see a new way of living, to see a new set of values, to see a new sense of purpose, to see a new hope for your future. And I would submit to you again tonight that when you came to faith in Jesus, you suddenly saw, and you can testify, many of you, to this, you saw there's a new way of living. I used to live this way, but now I can live differently. And you were empowered to have a new set of values and a new set of purposes and a new hope for your life. In fact, many people, your lives have been so radically changed that people were able to say, "You're different. What happened to you?" And the only thing you could say is, "Jesus opened my eyes."